There's something special about September. The light is changing, the days are getting shorter, and we naturally start thinking about our routines, our priorities, and what we want to carry forward in the next season. It's really like a mini new year. And if you were planning on using the last few months of the year to work towards some meaningful change in your life, then your home can actually help you to make that transition. So in this video, I'm going to talk about decluttering, but specifically decluttering in September and why it really is a great month to do so. And also talk about the general benefits of decluttering beyond the obvious, making physical space in our home. When our spaces are cluttered or stagnant, it mirrors the mental and emotional clutter that we carry. The stuff that we have lying around our home often represents unfinished products or undone tasks that can subtly block mental clarity and forward momentum. But if we tune into this natural reset energy that September brings, we can approach decluttering as more than a chore. It can also be a psychological reset. So physical clutter isn't just visual noise. It often carries emotional weight. And holding on to items can feel safe, even if they no longer serve us, because there's always the worry, if we get rid of them, that we might need them again in the future and maybe we won't have the resources to replace them. So letting go can feel risky, but actually letting go is an act of trust. It's trusting that whatever future needs arrive, our future selves will be able to fulfill them. And the things that we're holding on to, those invisible threads of unfinished projects or unrealized goals or old memory, they can subconsciously keep us from moving forward. But when we release the objects that are tied to all these old goals or these old experiences, old habits, when we release the stuff, then often the old thought patterns, the old worries, and the mental to-dos, they can lift too. So clearing a drawer can feel surprisingly like clearing a corner of your mind. We're not just clearing the path physically, we're also clearing it mentally and energetically. And that makes space on multiple levels for us to actually recognize, never mind embrace, any new opportunities that come along. So this is why September home detox can be so important. We're not just changing our space, we're changing our mindset and our sense of what's possible moving forward. So where to start? Start with areas that are visible and used daily. So places like your entryway, your desk, your kitchen counter. When you clear these, they give you immediate. And as you clear, notice what comes up emotionally. There may be resistance, there may be nostalgia, guilt may surface, and all of these things are normal. So be gentle with yourself in the process. The goal isn't perfection, it's conscious release. And it's a small intentional act of making space for yourself and for what you want to bring into your life. For making space for yourself, for how you want to live your life, what you want to bring into your life. I have several other videos with decluttering tips in them, and I have a couple of free resources that I'll link in the description below. But I'll give you two easy approaches that you can take. One if you're stuck for time and one if you have plenty of time. So if you're stuck for time, then set a timer for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you've got, and just pick a spot in your home and declutter quickly. Focus on the visible surfaces or one small pocket of your home, maybe a single drawer. And do this consistently whenever you have 10 or 20 minutes to spare, because short, consistent bursts are generally easier to sustain than a marathon weekend decluttering session. But when you see the effects of these short sessions, it will help you to build momentum and spur you on to do more. Now, if you do have more time and you can comfortably put aside maybe 30 to 60 minutes for a decluttering session, then I would suggest that you take a more mindful approach and maybe tackle like clothes or books or sentimental items. And then with each item that you're considering whether or not to keep or let go, ask yourself, does this serve me now? And would I buy this item again today? And pause, ask these questions and pause. Notice how you feel. And these questions are powerful because they help to connect your decisions to your current life, not your past life. The other thing I would say to keep things simple is not to worry about doing your entire home. When you think about decluttering your entire home, it can be very overwhelming. Instead, focus on 4 priority areas. Choose one to begin with and then move on to each of the others. Areas are your entryway, your bathroom, your kitchen, and your bedroom. the entryway because it's the first impression you get when you walk through the door, and it sets the tone for how you're going to feel when you arrive home. The bathroom plays an important role in how we move into the day and also how we wind down at the end of the day, because we're performing different self-care rituals there at the start and end of the day. Your bedroom is obviously non-negotiable because it is actually where you start and end the day, but most importantly, it's where we rest and recharge our bodies and our minds. So we really don't want to have pods of laundry or cluttered nightstands being the first and last thing that we see. That kind of visual clutter can just quietly chip away at our ability to relax and unwind. And then lastly, the kitchen, the heart of the home. A cluttered kitchen can really make preparing meals feel like a chore, and that can ripple into our general sense of well-being. I do have a video that goes into those 4 areas in more detail, which I'll also link below. But I just wanted to highlight them here because if you start with these spaces, or if you only do these 4 spaces, you'll feel a noticeable shift within yourself without getting completely overwhelmed. And the other important thing is to celebrate your progress along the way, because even if it's just one cleared drawer or one shelf, these small wins are like tiny energy boosts. Each small step shifts the energy and reminds you that change is possible. And the goal here isn't minimalism or perfectionism. It's about having a home that reflects your life and supports your well-being and gives you the energy to move forward. So the other thing I would say is that after you've completed a home detox, to take the time to pause and notice the shift, notice how your home feels. Hopefully it's feeling lighter and calmer. Hopefully your mind is feeling freer. You might find that you have more clarity around decision making, or just a general weight being lifted that maybe you didn't realize you were carrying around. You just might find that you're feeling lighter in yourself. And that's the back to school reset energy in action. So it's refreshing, it's reordering and realigning your life for the months ahead. So yes, September is generally, about planning and organizing, but it's also about consciously choosing what to carry forward in your life. And decluttering really can have quite a cathartic effect if you give it a go. So you're clearing, you're releasing, you're making space physically and psychologically for the next chapter. And if you would like some support in doing a September home detox, I have a free 30-day decluttering challenge that I'll link below. And I also have a decluttering guide for the 4 priority areas that I mentioned earlier. And if you found this video helpful, I'd love if you would like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what your main takeaways will be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.